So in this video we're going to take a look at the chapter number 2 of the Miracle Morning, and that is going to be about the 95% reality check. Now in this chapter we're going to talk about the 95% of the people who fail to achieve their higher goals just because they do not develop enough self-discipline in their lives, and just because they are lacking some of the important qualities which we must instill in ourselves before we become successful in any particular area of our lives, right? So it is said that our level of success will always meet or will always be parallel with our level of personal development. I mean, we cannot achieve much success without developing ourselves into the kind of person who is capable of achieving that level of success, right? So first of all, we must be aware of that 95% reality check, that we must be willing to rise above the 95%, otherwise we'll just be a part of them and we'll never meet or will never be a part of the top 5% who enjoy vitality and success in virtually any area of their lives, let it be physical, academic, mental, emotional, spiritual, or financial. Any area, you just take one area of their lives and they are just doing great in that, right? Okay, so first of all we need to rise above that top or I should say the bottom 95%, and we need to be a part of the top 5%. We must be acknowledging the fact that there are 95% of the people of the world will always stay mediocre. They will always lead mediocre lives, not only financially but also mentally, emotionally, physically, and academically. They might strive to improve one area of their lives, but they will always be lagging behind in others, and just because they will not be actively working on developing themselves into the kind of person who will be capable of achieving success in each and every area of their lives, right? So it is said that 95% of the people of the world are not doing good physically because obesity, the root cause of each and every problem, each and every medical disease, is you can say prevalent among most of the population, just because they are not exercising enough or just because they are not restraining themselves from eating too much junk, right? In the same way, antidepressants are being prescribed these days on a very higher rates as compared to the past, because people are more and more prone to depression and anxiety and stress disorders, right? And in the same way, financially we are in debts. We are in so many debts, and relationally the divorce rates, the fights rates, the violence rates have clearly increased in the past few years. So all this is because we are not actively pursuing the path of development, of personal development. We are not developing ourselves, we are not actively working ourselves, our mind, our bodies. They need to be sculpted, they need to be cut down on certain levels, and they need to be grown on certain levels, and at the end will be the kind of person who will achieve all that success, right? So and step 2 is going to be about identifying the causes which keep us a part of the bottom 95% of the people. So number 1 is the lack of purpose, a lack of clear purpose. You ask someone what is their life's purpose, and they'll be blank. They don't even know what is their life purpose. So if you don't know where you're going, you'll never know what you get there, right? So you always need to have a clear cut purpose. It has to be specific. Let it be contributing towards the world, let it be making this world a better place, let it be doing good in your academics, let it be anything. It should be a clear cut, so that you'll be focused on it, so that you will be waking up each day with a purpose, with a sense of purpose. You'll not waste your time just because you know that in your mind you have a higher purpose, and that purpose must be higher than yourself, right? So that it will push you, right? And the second cause of mediocrity is a rear view syndrome. We are always looking in the rear view of our car, I mean in our life, and we are always just thinking about the past, that this is what I did wrong, and this is where I was wrong, and I shouldn't have done that, and this shouldn't have happened. Yes, just forget about that. And just because you have not done enough good in the past doesn't mean you cannot do it now. Just because you have been leading mediocre lives in the past doesn't mean that has to be your reality in the present. You can improve, or you can just switch towards a better life at any instant you choose, right? And number 3 is isolating incidents. We say that it is said that how you do anything is how you do everything. I mean, if you practice self-discipline and self-control in one area of your life, let it be, for example, if you avoid yourself from eating too much junk, you're developing you're building your self-control muscle, right? And that self-control muscle will also help you when you are fed up with reading your medical or any books, and now you just want to quit studying, and now you want to sleep. That self-discipline which you developed in preventing yourself from eating too much junk will help you here as well. So always do not isolate incidents. Don't think that if I just took half an hour of more sleep, this will only affect today. No, this will affect your personality, and you will become a person who procrastinates all the time. Each and every incident where you lack self-control will affect you mentally, subconsciously, and you will become that kind of person. So do not isolate incidents that this will not affect the whole picture. This small incident will definitely affect the whole picture. We will become that person because our smaller habits make us, right? The fourth is a lack of accountability. When we are not accountable for our actions, when we are not accountable for what we are doing in our lives, we are most prone to mediocrity, and we are most prone to procrastinating the things up and to failure as well. So always hold yourself accountable, and you can also find accountability partner, like that it be your friend or your family members or anyone who will be looking forward to seeing your good results from you, right? So a proper accountability really helps to push us towards our higher goals. Then is a lack of personal development. We are not willing to put in enough time for personal development, to learning new techniques, to learning new things. We are just content with what we are, and we have become so rigid in that we are not willing to give way to more and more information, to more and more positive habits, right? So a lack of personal development also makes us a part of the greater lot, right? And then the sixth is the lack of urgency. We think that we have all the time in the world, that we'll improve our life some other day, that we'll develop some good habits the other day, but that other day never comes, because you are alive today. Today is the day to change yourself. If you really want to get rid of mediocrity and really help yourself calm down and make yourself a better person physically, emotionally, financially, or in the case of relations, you need to take a step today. A lack of urgency will really keep you in that lot. And number 7th is a mediocre circle of influence. The people become like the most intimate 5 people they are with, right? So your top 5 your top 5 close people will determine what kind of a person you are. So choose that closely. I mean, if the people in your circle of influence are really okay with the lives they are leading, or they're so content with mediocrity, then you will become content with mediocrity. Most of the people, they don't want to rise above mediocrity, because they're just like, it's okay, like this is a life and one day we'll die, and so that is not true. You were born with unlimited potential. It is said that when God wanted to create animals, he talked to soil. When God wanted to create plants, he talked to soil. But when God wanted to create us humans, he talked to himself. So we all are having a part of God, a potential of God. So if you're born with potential of God, with unlimited potential, why are you wasting it with being mediocre? I mean, that would be so wrong, and you'll just die with music still in you. So don't die with music still in you. Just utilize it and change this world towards good, contribute towards it, be the best version of yourself, and this world will automatically become a better place, right? So that was it. So the third step is drawing a line in the sand. You need to draw a line in the sand, that this is it. This is the point where I rise above mediocrity, where I change myself actively. Actually, this video it came out late because I was not practicing the top 6 techniques which we discussed in our previous video, and those I did today, and it was really so much helpful. The meditation, affirmation, visualization, journaling, and now I'm in case of reading, I'm actually making this video as a part of reading process, and the next one is exercise, which I'll do after making this video. So these are really helpful techniques, and they really help, and they are so much practical, they're so much simple, and this is just unbelievably miraculous, right? So this is all about chapter 2. There were not any good techniques or any solid techniques, but in the next chapter we'll definitely get on to it. So till then, thanks for watching, and like, subscribe and share. Allah Hafiz.